on products is going to be Q&A. For those who are probably new to our Thursday evening training, let me introduce myself. My name is Betty OLOO, a long-time Neolife distributor, and it is my pleasure to spend the next half hour with you dealing with the questions that have been sent to us in the course of the past week or so. So without further ado, let me invite you to sit back and relax. And the first question someone had, which I think is a good one, is asking whether increasing dosage of our supplements above the recommended dose is okay. So here I've got 2 points I can make. The first thing is that it depends very much on the situation. But the next thing is to say that our scientific advisory board has formulated these products, and the dosage that is recommended is an efficacious dose, so that unless you are under special conditions, they are going to do what they need to do. And also, the next thing I wanted to say is that our products are not medications, they are food concentrates, which means that you are not risking that you're going to have an overdose. You simply be using more than you actually need. We recommend that you use the dose that is recommended because it is efficacious. However, if you have been tested and found to be deficient in a particular supplement, you may need to take a bit more because it means you are lacking the supplement that you're taking, maybe because of a condition you have that is making it difficult for you to absorb the particular nutrient or something like that. Another situation can be that you already have a serious illness where you specifically need the supplement to help you combat the illness. So here I'm thinking of something like those who take phytodefense for various reasons. It could be that they need to take a higher dose than is recommended because they have got a dread illness that they're dealing with. So under normal circumstances, let us say you simply want to fill up nutritional gaps, or you want to maybe mitigate against a condition that you might fear is running in your family, or maybe your habits as a person, maybe you are not taking a very healthy diet and you might be, for one reason or another, lacking in nutrients, then it means that you might want to take a higher dose. But rather than taking a higher dose, I always say that the supplements supplement what we are doing. So we should take the supplements because they do help, but we should also adopt a healthy lifestyle because the healthy lifestyle should be a part of our efforts towards a healthy life. So for that reason, I would say normally we should just take the recommended dose, and only under special circumstances it might be necessary to take a higher dose than what is recommended. Then the next question was about gout. So gout is an inflammatory type of arthritis. It's actually a type of arthritis, which is inflammation of the joints. And it's linked to certain lifestyle choices. And so we have supplements that we recommend, but also some lifestyle habits that are important. So let me go to the lifestyle points first. The first one is that we should minimize or eliminate the use of alcohol. In particular, beer is the worst for people suffering from gout. We also can recommend that you use ice to place on the affected joint. This will give a temporary relief. If you're having a flare-up of the gout, then you can use an ice pack to help ease the pain because it is actually quite painful for that joint. And then we also recommend increasing the amount of vegetables in your diet and also eliminating sugar and refined carbohydrates, which tend to contribute to worsening of gout. So those are some of the lifestyle points. And then the supplements that we recommend to help resolve gout will be flavonoid complex, omega-3 salmon oil, cruciferous plus, and good sun exposure. If you do not get plenty of sun exposure, then it would be a good thing to supplement with vitamin D or vitamin A plus D. All right. Then the next question was one which we commonly get. This is what to recommend for someone who has got high cholesterol. We'll often go to hospital or to see our doctor and we'll be told that our cholesterol is high. But what I wanted to point out, first of all, is that not all cholesterol is harmful and disease causing. And also, not everyone will have a problem with a high cholesterol, but some people are genetically predisposed to have problems issuing from a high cholesterol. So it is not a straightforward question. And so it depends very much on your genetics, and it depends on the type of cholesterol that is high in your test. So we'll recommend some lifestyle points to help to balance and normalize your cholesterol levels. The first is eliminate sugar, sweetened foods, refined carbohydrates, and junk food. We know that these foods support disease and not health. We also recommend that you opt for healthy fats, and healthy fats will include things like avocado, will include things like coconut oil, will include olive oil, ghee. And this, in addition to that, we recommend that you, as you are eliminating things like sugar and refined and junk food, replace those with fiber-rich carbohydrates. Fiber-rich carbohydrates are better for us because the fiber acts as a buffer, and those carbohydrates will be better used by our system. So opt for fiber-rich carbohydrates as well as healthy fats. This will be got from nuts, will be got from things like olive oil, ghee, and so on. We also recommend that you avoid the overuse of alcohol and smoking, because this also promotes the formation of bad cholesterol. That is the harmful disease-causing cholesterol. An active lifestyle with exercise and plenty of movement is also going to help to normalize our cholesterol levels. Then the supplements, excellent supplements that we recommend will be lipotropic adjunct. We recommend omega-3 salmon oil and garlic allium complex. Then going on, someone wanted to know what to recommend for low blood pressure. Of course, a lot of time, the more common problem is high blood pressure. And this is one of the illnesses that is associated with our lifestyles if we are not doing some of the healthy lifestyle habits. But of course, from time to time, we also come across people who have got low blood pressure. Here, my first recommendation would be to have a doctor investigate an underlying cause. Often the low blood pressure is a symptom of an underlying cause. So do have yourself investigated. Maybe the doctor will want to check your kidney function. They may want to check your heartbeat efficiency, whether you have got enough iron, and so on, or you have blood sugar issues. So if you have low blood pressure, definitely the first recommendation is be under the care of a doctor to investigate the underlying cause. In addition to that, we can recommend some supplements, and this will be multimineral alfalfa, vitamin B complex, and coenzyme Q10 to support heart function. Then the next question, excuse me. The next question was, someone wanted to know what supplements and lifestyle points they can use to support their immune system. And I think this is an important question because a lot of time we have got what we call autoimmune diseases, and these ones are linked to a stressed out immune system. And so if we take up points to support our immune system, it can also help with immune-related illnesses, which we know are on the increase. So on the lifestyle side, we recommend opt for a healthy diet as usual, eliminate all junk, especially, and this includes artificial sweeteners. So sometimes we opt, as we leave sugar, we want to adopt the use of artificial sweeteners. And again, this one is another controversial question. So if you already have issues to do with your immune system, it would be better not to use them. And as time goes on, maybe the research will be clearer for us so that we know where we stand with artificial sweeteners, but rather err on the side of caution and eliminate them. Avoid trigger foods if maybe you have certain foods that you take and your body reacts badly to them. For some people, it could be dairy products. For some people, it could be wheat. For others, it could be other foods. So if you have a food that makes you, if you have, let's say, immune issues, it makes things worse, then it is a good thing to then avoid those items. The supplements that we'll recommend will be vitamin D or A plus D. We recommend omega-3 salmon oil, flavonoid complex, and fiber tablets. The fiber tablets are in order to boost our gut microbes, which support our immune system as well. Then the next question, someone wanted to know about an autoimmune condition, actually, that is called psoriasis. So psoriasis is autoimmune, and it manifests as an attack on the skin. You can have itchy, dry skin, and the skin might form dry, scaly patches. So if you have psoriasis, lifestyle recommendations will be avoid triggers for some people, certain foods, or exposure to harsh sunlight can trigger off worsening of the psoriasis. We also recommend eliminating unhealthy fats and opting for the healthier ones to help with the lubricating and suppleness of the skin. Then the supplements we'll recommend will be flavonoid complex. We recommend omega-3 salmon oil, vitamin A plus D, and multimineral alfalfa. You can also use aloe vera gel to apply on the affected parts of the skin. Then the next question was, someone wanted to know what to recommend for a woman who has diminished fertility, that is, she's struggling to conceive. So some lifestyle points that could be helpful is eliminating the use of sugar and sugar-sweetened foods, as well as refined carbohydrates. This one of the main causes of diminished fertility in women today is insulin resistance, which can manifest itself as reduced fertility, or PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. So try to opt for fiber-rich carbohydrates and a sugar-free life. Then you can do a detox, and from our Neolife has got a detox program, so maybe you might want to do that as you embark on a healthier lifestyle to support your reproductive system. Then the supplements that we'll recommend will be Herbal Feminine Complex, which will help to balance the hormones. One of the things that happens when we are taking an unhealthy diet is that women start producing a higher amount of testosterone, and this is going to upset the hormone balance. And we have got a very fine-tuned hormonal balance that runs our reproductive system for us ladies. Also, we recommend Pro Vitality, our broad-spectrum supplement. We also recommend vitamin E and chelated zinc. So for a woman who wants to support her reproductive system. Then someone wanted to know generally about kidney issues. Again, this is a question that we are frequently getting. And as I think I've said in previous occasions, it's closely linked to type 2 diabetes and sugar metabolism problems. So our first recommendation, once you have kidney issues, is to reduce your toxin load. That is, take your food in as close to a natural state as possible, so that you avoid the addition of food additives, colorants, and so on. So that, because this puts an unnecessary load on your kidney. And then we also recommend get plenty of sun exposure, or you can supplement with vitamin A plus D. We also recommend staying well hydrated by drinking adequate amounts of clean water. And then we'll recommend supplements to help support your kidney. We recommend vitamin B complex, because as we start having kidney issues, we are not so well able to absorb members of the B complex. We also recommend Beta-Guard that helps with the detoxing. And then also we recommend vitamin A plus D or vitamin D. Then another question was about a person with diabetes type 1 using botanical balance. As you know, we often recommend botanical balance for type 2 diabetes, but this question was for someone who has got type 1 diabetes. Remember, type 1 diabetes is quite different. It is an autoimmune condition. So one of the things one can do for type 1 diabetes is to support the immune system. And at the same time, a person with type 1 diabetes has to be under the care of a doctor, because for one reason or another, they are not producing enough insulin, and they need added insulin from their doctor or their pharmacy. So cooperate with your doctor, and this is essential. And if botanical balance is being used by someone with type 1 diabetes, ensure that your insulin dose is adequate for your need, because the insulin dose is for type 1 diabetes is usually given hand in hand with how your body needs it. So here, please work with your doctor and let them know that you're using a supplement which should help with your sugar metabolism, so that they're aware. Okay, as we know, doctors are becoming more and more aware of alternative treatments for these lifestyle conditions, and so it's good to let them know that you are also making efforts on your own part to help relieve yourself of these illnesses. Okay, so the next question was someone wanted to know what to do about itching in their body. So it seems their whole body is itching. So the itching of the body can be due to allergies. So you may need to identify what is triggering the itching. It could be something as simple as cold water. Some people are allergic to cold water. Some people are allergic to soaps. Different things can be causing you to itch all over. It could be additives in your food and so on. So try to identify what makes the itching worse. And once you identify, you'll be better able to avoid them. And using the supplements also, which help to reduce the itchy and inflammation, we can use omega-3 salmon oil. We also use vitamin C, as well as vitamin A plus D. Then I had yet another question about botanical balance. Someone wanted to know how someone who is using insulin for their diabetes should use botanical balance. Again, here I recommend cooperating with your doctor. They did not specify which kind of diabetes they have, but do cooperate with your doctor, especially if you have type 1 diabetes. And this is essential so that the doctor can adjust the insulin dose according to your needs. So you will be checking your blood sugar and seeing how it's going, and your insulin can be adjusted accordingly. All right, then someone wanted to know what to use for burning sensation on the skin. Again, we recommend that you identify and avoid anything that makes the burning sensation worse, and then eliminate the foods that tend to increase inflammation in us. This is usually unhealthy foods, junk food, sugar, and the usual culprits. And then also be aware that the burning sensation can be nerve issues, and often the nerve issues are related to type 2 diabetes. So the supplements we are going to recommend would be magnesium complex. We recommend vitamin B complex, omega-3 salmon oil for someone who is having this burning sensation on their skin. But do try to find out what makes it worse and avoid it as you also take the supplements. All right, we have another autoimmune condition. This one is called lupus. So lupus is an autoimmune condition that manifests itself in many ways. It might manifest as skin rashes. It might manifest as joint stiffness. Excuse me. It might manifest as kidney problems. So lupus manifests in different people in different ways, depending on the area that is under attack from autoimmune reactions. So try to identify and avoid whatever makes the symptoms worse. It can be stress. So people who have lupus tend to do worse when they are stressed. Try to resolve the stressors in your life. It could be hormonal changes. Maybe during your menstrual cycle, certain parts may be worse than others. And it could be if you are going through menopause, then the lupus might be worse because of the hormonal changes that are taking place. Sun exposure can be problematic for people who have lupus, and so you may need to be careful about exposing yourself to harsh sunlight. And then the supplements that we recommend for lupus will be Pro Vitality, will be vitamin A plus D, as well as magnesium complex. This will also do a lot in supporting your immune system so that you resolve the autoimmune issues. In addition to that, remember, when we are dealing with autoimmune issues, we have to think about our gut, which is the origin of a lot of those problems. Try to eat fiber-rich carbohydrates, eliminate problematic foods which cause problems in our guts. Then another question was about acne. So someone wanted to know what to recommend for acne. So acne is a skin irritation that occurs as a result of clogged skin pores. So our skins have got microscopic holes in them, and they are supposed to release sweat and also oil that keeps our skin supple. But if they are clogged, maybe because we are using certain types of makeup, or our skin is agitated and producing a lot of oil, or we are living in an area where the pollution is high, we may find that there is a problem to do with acne. Also, the causes of acne can be hormonal. So, for example, when there are hormonal changes, it's especially common during adolescence, and it can also appear during perimenopause period. Stress can also bring about acne, especially if you tend to get acne when you're stressed, it can be worse. Certain kinds of junk food can also precipitate acne, and certain kinds of medications can also bring about acne as a reaction from your body. So our recommendations for acne will be drink plenty of water and also avoid harsh cleansers. What normally happens is that when someone has acne, they tend to want to use very harsh cleansers because they think it's going to clean up their skin. Unfortunately, what happens is that the skin becomes even more agitated, because when the skin is agitated, it produces more oil trying to soothe the aggravation on it. So use a gentle cleanser like our makeup remover from the Organics Neolife Nutrients range will be a nice mild cleanser. And you can apply aloe vera gel. If your skin is quite dry, you may need to add some moisturizer or simply some glycerin to reduce the dryness. And the supplements you can take is vitamin A plus D and chelated zinc. So makeup remover and aloe vera gel on the surface, and then taken internally, vitamin A plus D and zinc. Then, of course, those lifestyle points: drink plenty of water, avoid harsh cleansers, avoid junk food, and so on. Then I think for today, as you maybe have recognized, I'm struggling a bit with my voice. So my last question will be, someone wanted to know what to recommend for rheumatoid arthritis. So remember I said before, we have different kinds of arthritis. And this particular one, the rheumatoid arthritis, excuse me, is another autoimmune conditions. Tonight we are having quite a number of autoimmune conditions, which means that maybe one of the topics we'll soon have is how to support our immune system so that it works better. So here we will recommend identify and, if possible, eliminate anything that makes the rheumatoid arthritis symptoms worse. And then we also recommend a number of supplements: Pro Vitality, Full Motion, Calmag, and Vitamin D complex. So here you may benefit from some good sun exposure. I think someone once asked, what do I mean by good sun exposure? I mean, don't roast yourself in the hot midday sun, but also don't avoid all sun because of one reason or another. Simply get a good amount, half an hour to 1 hour of normal sunshine will be good for you to be exposed to, especially you expose maybe some of your skin, because the vitamin D is made when the skin is exposed to sunshine. So I beg your pardon for this evening, but I thank you very much for having spent the time. Of course, we'll have another Q&A in the future where we'll tackle some of the questions that I've left out for today. But Pascal is standing by to take you through the business session for today. And I wish you all the best in all our efforts as we go about making the world a healthier, wealthier, and happier place. Thank you very much. Here is Pascal now.